Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's really good to have you here. And if you're joining us for the first time, a warm welcome to you as well. This is the place where we take complex tech topics and turn them into simple, friendly conversations. Whether you're learning software development, trying to understand architecture patterns, or just looking to sharpen your tech skills, you're definitely in the right spot. I'm really happy you're here today. So let's get into today's discussion because it's a big one. We're talking about something every developer or architect has to think about at some point. Should you build your application using a monolithic architecture or a microservices architecture? This decision can affect your app's performance, how easily it scales, how much maintenance it needs, and even how your development team works together day to day. Understanding both approaches is really valuable, especially if you're getting into back-end development or system design. All right, let's break this down in the simplest way possible. A monolithic architecture is basically one large application. All your features, login, orders, payments, analytics, live inside a single code base. When you deploy it, you deploy everything together as one package. Everything is tightly connected, almost like one big system that moves as a single unit. Microservices, on the other hand, take that big system and split it into smaller independent services. Each service focuses on one thing, maybe payments or user authentication or notifications. These services talk to each other using APIs, and the best part is that each one can be deployed, updated, or scaled on its own without affecting the rest of the system. To make this even easier to imagine, think of a monolithic architecture as a huge supermarket. Everything is inside one building. Groceries, bakery, pharmacy, electronics. It's convenient, but if the store shuts down for renovation, the entire thing goes offline. You can't access any part of it until everything is fixed. Microservices are more like a shopping mall. Each store runs its own business. There's a bakery, a clothing store, a mobile shop, and so on. If one store closes for maintenance, it doesn't affect the rest of the mall. Everything else keeps running smoothly. This separation gives you more flexibility and fewer disruptions. Now, let's talk about when each architecture is actually used in the real world. Monolithic architectures are really popular among startups and small teams because they're much faster to build in the early stages. They're easier to manage, and if you don't expect massive traffic or complex scaling needs, a monolith often works perfectly fine. They're also great for internal tools or simple business applications. Microservices are usually chosen by large-scale platforms. Think Netflix, Amazon, Uber. Companies where different parts of the system need to scale independently. One service might need more power, while another one barely uses resources. Microservices also shine in environments where frequent deployments are needed. You can update one service without touching the rest of the system, so there's no downtime for users. Now, like everything in tech, each architecture comes with pros and cons. Monolithic apps are simple to build, easier to test, and straightforward to deploy. They're usually great for beginners because there's less infrastructure to manage. But as they grow, they can become harder to maintain. If one part of the system needs extra resources, you end up scaling the entire application. And because everything is tightly connected, one small bug can affect the whole system. Microservices offer a lot of flexibility. You can scale only the parts you need, deploy updates independently, and multiple teams can work without stepping on each other's toes. But they also bring more complexity. You need strong DevOps, proper monitoring, and good communication between services. The initial setup can also be more expensive and time-consuming. So, here's a quick recap to wrap this up. Choose a monolithic architecture when you want something simple, fast to develop, and suitable for small to medium-sized applications. Choose microservices when your system is large, rapidly growing, or needs independent scaling and frequent deployments. Both approaches are useful. What matters most is choosing the one that fits your project right now while keeping future growth in mind. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling me which architecture you prefer and why. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, stay tuned for more beginner-friendly tech videos. I'll see you in the next one.